Hello children, welcome back. Today is the second session. I hope you all remember the first session we have discussed about machine language, assembly language, assemblers, source program, what are the object program or object code. Today in this session we are going to discuss about high level language, what are the translator program, interpreter, compiler and the fourth generation language. As we have seen, there are many restrictions in machine language and assembly language, so people they opt for developing a language with some basic points. So number one, simple and user-friendly language. When we say simple and user-friendly language, we mean that it is well designed and easy to use. It is written in simple and user-friendly language. As the high level language is quite similar to English language, and the second point is the language that is machine independent. A machine independent language is the one that we can run on any machine. As it has become easy to learn to use the computer language, so a large number of people then started writing the computer programming language by using the high level language. So some of the basic examples of high level language are basic C, C++. Now we generally write a computer program using a high level language. A high level language is the one that is understandable by us humans. This is called a source code. Whenever a computer does not understand a high level language, it only understands the program written in 0 and 1 or in the binary digits. And these are called what? A machine code. Now to convert the source code into the machine code, we use either a compiler or an interpreter. So the compiler and interpreter are the translator program that is needed to convert a high level language to machine language. Now, a translator program is a programming language or a processor that converts a computer program from one language to another. A program written in high level language is also called a source code that we have already discussed. So, to convert the source code into machine code, translators are needed. Now, a translator takes a program written in the source language as an input and it converts it into a program into the target language as the output. So to convert high level language into machine code, so there are two types of translator program we can use, either a compiler or an interpreter. Now both interpreter and compiler are used to convert a program written in high level language into the machine code understood by the computer. Now let us discuss what is interpreter. Now an interpreter translates a program line by line. It takes less amount of time to analyze the source code, but the overall execution time is slower because it converts the whole program line by line. So the overall execution time is slower and in between no intermediate object code is generated. Hence are the memory efficient. Now continuous translating the program until the first error is met. It translates the whole program until and unless there is no error. If an error occurs, there it stops. Then it has to be rectified or has to debug the error. Example of translator program like the programming language like Python, Ruby uses interpreter. Now let us discuss what is compiler. The compiler is the opposite of interpreter. It scans the whole program and translates it as a whole into the machine code. It takes a large amount of time to analyze the source code, but the overall execution time is comparatively faster. Now it generates the intermediate code which further requires linking, hence requires more memory. Now it generates the error message only by scanning the whole program. Hence debugging is comparatively hard. As a compiler, it translates the whole program at first, then it gives the output of the source program and the error code also. The programming language like C, C++, Java use the compiler. So this is the difference between the interpreter and compiler. Now let us discuss what is fourth generation language. Fourth generation language are trends to be graphical user interface, or fourth generation language are the computer language that are designed to increase the programming efficiency by amounting the creation of the computer programming code. Now these fourth generation language are very closer to the human language than other higher level language. The fourth generation language has some specific points. Number one, the fourth generation language are combination of languages with the following features. Number one, highly user friendly and independent of any operating system. Number two, very high speed of execution, and it is designed to reduce the level of programming efforts. Now in the fourth generation language, the programming effort is very much reduced. Next, minimum efforts from the user to obtain any information. So the user, whoever is using fourth generation language, so the minimum efforts from the user is obtained to seek any information by using the fourth generation language. Next is, it is designed to reduce time and cost of software development with the development of fourth generation language, as a programmer can create or it can build program in fourth generation language. It is consuming very less time. It has reduced the time and the cost of the software has also reduced. In fourth generation language, the user has to specify only the required output they want, while the computer determines the sequence of instructions that will accomplish those results. So the user, they don't have to worry about how the work will be done. So computer itself determines the work and it gives you the output. So in the below table there are some languages given like machine language, assembly language, higher level language and fourth generation language along with its features. So children, please go through this. So children, thank you, and till then this is the second session for the chapter and I closing this chapter. This ends up the chapter. Thank you children.